20. We know that's not the case now. Then they said 30, then 40, now we're thinking 60 to 80. But that's still not 100% confirmed quite yet. As I said, we have a pretty rare opportunity here at the aquarium to learn more about this species, definitely. They're very uniquely adapted to life in the Arctic. And looking at them, we can see some of these adaptations. You may have noticed that our whales have quite a bit of blubber on their bodies. Yes, they have quite a bit of fat on their bodies. That's why you will not see our belugas leaping out of the water like our dolphins do. They're quite heavy animals. And just to give you an idea of just how big they are, the adult females in this habitat before they were pregnant weighed in at about 17 to 1,800 pounds, or around 800 kilos or so. So they are definitely heavy animals. EMAC behind the scenes is over 3,000 pounds. So they're quite heavy.
Get that bitch to Jenny Craig.
50% of that body weight can be made up of fat. And that is that nice insulation layer that keeps them warm up in the cold, chilly waters. They're not born with this nice thick layer of blubber though. Babies are only born with a little thin layer. Adults have about 10 to 15 centimeters. Babies only about 2.5. So they're not as insulated when they're first born. So that's why females, they'll separate from the males and will go into shallow, rocky estuaries to give birth. And they do this with other females and juveniles. And though the water is warmer there, one of the most important things for a baby beluga to do in the first at least 6 months of life. That's about when the weaning process begins. And it's a pretty rapid weight gain that they do go through. They're quite large to begin with, born at about 60 to 70 kilos or so, about 1.5 meters in length. But they are constantly growing, and it will take them about 10 years to get to be their adult size. But a change in weight is not the only change that a beluga does go through in its lifetime. One of the other ways that they're very well adapted to an Arctic home is in their color. One in her early 40s. Another way is in what they eat. So you might be wondering what it is that we're feeding our belugas, the animals, multiple times. Alright, that was a pretty up close and personal look at that spitting behavior right there. And it's awesome. You can give her a hand for that. So that is what they do, right?
That was on camera.
Was it? Yeah. And the trainers do come out every single day to work on these different behaviors with the animals, to check over their bodies. Everything is changing pretty rapidly. It's changing faster than we had predicted and faster than we can actually keep up at this point. And so with the ice melting, we are likely to see a lot more boat traffic heading up into the Arctic in the future. And so what we're trying to figure out here is how will all that extra noise affect a mother and calf's ability to communicate. And they also rely on sound to navigate using echolocation. The Arctic has 6 months of complete darkness and 6 months of complete sunlight. So they do rely on sound for their to live their lives up in the Arctic there. So just like that you're seeing. That's a good shot for sure. So you can actually hear some of the calls that we've identified with our belugas if you head downstairs. So underneath our feet is a gallery called Canada's Arctic. It did only open up as Arctic. Now while the trainers are in the habitat, I do ask that we still remain behind those little white dots that you see on the ground. Once the trainers exit the session, feel free to come up to the glass. So thanks very much everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day here at the Vancouver Aquarium.
Can you go check out that sloth?